with y'all? It's your boy Bad C, aka Nicholas Cage, aka Larry J. Live, aka your mother's baby father. And yo, listen, we back with another episode of your favorite song, man. We deep into season 2. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and helping as we grow. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about the show. This is where we sit down with some of my favorite artists, and I ask you, yo, what's your favorite song, baby? And we go through it. We go through the catalog. It's real dope if this is your first time checking it. Anyway, I have the honor tonight to introduce my special guest. My special guest been on the scene for a long time and fire. You understand what I'm saying? I'm proud to call her sis. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen Heroin.
Peace, y'all. What's good? I'm so happy to be here with you.
Word up. And yo, how could I forget to mention she's a part of the mega group, the Juggernauts. You know what I mean? Which was a staple. I know we were coming up in the 90s, making records, Natural Resource, OBS, like we was coming up, like we was on a lot of the same bills as y'all. And I know y'all used to scare the shit out of me. There was only a couple groups on that circuit that used to really scare the shit out of me. It was the Juggernauts and it was the Arsonists. Y'all scared the shit out of me. That was it.
That's y'all humbling, man. It's all family. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. And that was such a special time. It's amazing to see how things have changed, shifted, evolved, grown, but that's family all day, man, and it was the feeling and the respect, I believe, was always mutual,
Yeah. But y'all still scared the shit out of me. Y'all was like Michael Myers, like real talk, like because we were real competitive. It was a real competitive time, but it was love. Like it wasn't like it was competitive like it is now, like competitive and somebody gotta die. No, it was competitive and love because it was inspiring. Like I ain't gonna front, like many a nights y'all done sent through indirectly, like y'all didn't even know, like y'all sent me and PH home packing, and we will go home and just be practicing. Like it'd be like 3, 4 in the morning, and we practicing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sharpen the sword. So, shout to y'all.
That's so much love. That's so much love. You said it perfectly. It's like that competitiveness, but always that love and respect because we were all there. So, that means a lot, man. And RIP always to PH. Miss that man.
Word up. Yeah. So we got you here on the show. First off, what's like? I feel like you're like a ninja. You know what I'm saying?
I'm always wearing black, other than some camo. So I am like a ninja. I definitely am a ninja. That's the perfect word. You know me well.
Yeah.
Question. I was mentioning the other day that sometimes it's rhymes and sometimes it's lesson plans. I'm a full-time educator. So when I'm not teaching and I can steal a moment of playing beats on the way to work or on the way back, or when I can't sleep on some insomniac stuff, which I often do, is really juggling those worlds. So work is up, teaching these kids like ODB, love the kids literally. And then in addition to that, putting out some new things, but I know we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I'm just happy to be in a creative space. I wouldn't necessarily say again, because we're always there. It's just when you tap in. So I'm fortunate to feel like I'm in a space again where I'm tapping into some of that. I'm grateful for that.
DJ hand rub. Word up. So, all right, I'm gonna tell you what my favorite song is now. It happens to be a song that you're a part of. It's a Juggernaut record, and it was on, I believe it was on the Juggernauts album, the self-titled album.
Okay.
And Who Makes It Hot?
That was mine. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this. This was not planned, y'all.
No, we did, y'all. We did.
That is crazy, Seed.
Yo, it's crazy because sis, the way that fuck all them niggas, like yo, he was going crazy, it's almost like the guys were cool. Yo, listen, I've seen this happen before on records when Gene did it. Like Gene would get on records and just with the sword and just chop down all the dudes on the record. And the dudes on the records with no slouches. You know what I'm saying? So to see you come through, well, to hear you come, like you could see it. If you close your eyes, you could see it. Like you're just knocking everybody down. And see, this is one of the things that I love about my favorite female MCs. And I kind of hate to do that. I hate to put that connotation on it because, I just really don't like the separation. But you dig what I'm saying when I say what I'm saying, right? So, one of the things that I really enjoy about my favorite female MCs is they're all sweethearts, like for real.
Thank you.
But when it get time for it's somebody else, it's like they turn into some. See, even PH, look, PH fell. Yo, word is born. PH just fell off of the seat.
He was confirming like word bond, my brother. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Something he would have definitely chimed in right there too.
Facts. And that wasn't planned either. You know what I'm saying? So shout to P. What's up? You know what I mean? Sure. So I really enjoy that about female MCs. Tell me about that record because the Juggernauts were pretty much that, really, Juggernauts. Like the name was fitting. So what was it like? I know that that's your family, but what was it like really trying to, I don't want to say fit in, but you knew what the assignment was. You know what I mean?
That's a perfect description. I mean, it was really being in a setting where you knew what the assignment is. Like you knew what it was and there was no deviating from that plan. It was stepping up to that level. And if you were not there yet, then it just meant, more time to prepare. And that doesn't mean because as artists, we're always growing and evolving and sharpening the sword. But still, it's like, if you ain't ready to go in the ring, you still on the sidelines observing, pushing, doing push-ups or whatever. So that's a really great way to describe it. I often have this conversation and it's always the same response as far as my perspective on it, where growing up initially, really young in the Bronx, because then we moved when I was like even right before adolescence. And then later on, I moved back to the Bronx. But, those foundational years, that was really the fabric of what it was. Like, even when I moved back, we were like right perpendicular to like Slick Brick. That was home, and that's right. What you learned and knew, and it was just your environment. So I feel like the outside environment was part of that preparation and influence, and then the inside environment, like literally living with my brother Slim and Breeze. I was also going to the sessions, like that track that made it on Who Makes It Hot for the re-release. I was more privy to the album being done before that re-release where other additional songs were added like that joint. So, Clear Blue Skies, Trouble Man, I'm Gonna Kill You, like going into the studio, Calliope, Chungking, and just observing at that scale and magnitude what that looked like, what it sounded like. It was a major influence for me. How could you not be inspired by that? So between MCs I was seeing on Video Music Box or Around the Way, or hearing the music playing on Baychester or Gun Hill or White Plains Road, and then on top of that being in the house and having that influence of my brother, seeing them writing, and then seeing it transpire into not just rhymes, but studio, like that process.
Right.
Being able to see that, I really, really hold that dear to myself, like even now. And it definitely set that template for sure. Yeah.
Well, what was it? So I know it had to be crazy. Like you see your brother do it, and it's like, okay, well, I want to try that because I see that in my daughter. Like my daughter, it did it. Was it something you always wanted to do? Well, you pretty much answered that just now. It just pretty much was a vibe that you caught, and it was something that you were attracted to. Same with my kid. You know, it's like she's looking at it. I'm not directly like, yo, you should do this. I guess I'm asking. I know that you weren't pointed to do it. That you just took interest.
It's hard not to say that, though. It's almost like, even though it wasn't pointed to do it, it's almost like being in the car and, you know, when you're really young, like, okay, well, let me put you on my lap and show you how to steer or hold the wheel for a moment, you know, while I grab my wallet or whatever, you know. So it's like you're so close to it that it's damn near osmosis. It's like, yo, how can you not become that? You know, you can obviously opt not to, but I think the love and the passion and just the intrigue was there. And honestly, I've always loved writing. Even before that, like when I started writing rhymes when I was 12, but I probably would say I started writing poems when I was like 9. You know what I mean? So for me, writing, I think I've always been interested in that. And then that love for music, and then seeing my brothers, being in that environment, I think it was only natural. And I'm the youngest, so it's always like, okay, well, I want to do what y'all doing, you know. And when I was younger, okay, I can't drive yet. All right, I can't do that yet, but I could write. Can't nobody stop me from writing some rhymes and, you know, in my notebook or whatever at the time. So I think it also gave me a place where I could connect before I could really connect. And that's what happened. It was like Breeze and Kev was like, yo, you too young. Like, you can't do it yet. But after a minute, when they heard stuff that I was doing, not even just with them, I was, you know, rhyming with gypsies, you know, shout out to gypsies. I was rhyming, you know, like a homegirl's birthday party, my homegirl Tisha. And it was like, they were hearing about it. Like, yo, we heard you bodied a verse the other day at the 16. Okay. And shortly after that, you know, I think the first thing, I'll go to a different verse because that was definitely my favorite. That's crazy. That's how we connected, because out of everything I said to you, Who Makes It Hot is probably my favorite joint. And I just think it's because I felt confident about it. I felt like, yo, all right, you doing some things.
You can hear it. Was that the first joint that you jumped on with them?
So that wasn't the first one. It actually makes me think of, what is that? Oh, CD players going off. Jesus, Christmas. That sounds very disturbing, like other things that I'm not. If I could only show y'all what that is. It's an old ass CD player. So I apologize, y'all. But I think for me, Wait, the Lyricist Lounge joint, Wait, was probably another joint that I could say, okay, you really doing, I felt like that was, you're doing some solid writing. That's how I felt about Wait. And I was really taken aback at how people responded to it. Like, Wait was a big deal for me personally, not just in conjunction with Juggernauts, but people were like, yo, who's that? And that really gave me some confidence to be like, yo, you can hold your own. And it became an iconic song, an iconic project in regards to that culture and what we were doing at the time. Yeah, I want to say the time frame was very similar between that and Who Makes It Hot. Who Makes It Hot, I feel like it didn't get as much attention, obviously, as Wait, because of the way that whole project, Lyricist Lounge, was pushed. Right. Which I'm grateful for, you know, we're all grateful for. But at the same time, Who Makes It Hot is really dear to my heart as far as just creativity wise, like as a writer. It didn't just feel solid. It felt like you went there on a emotional, like a soulful level, like it wasn't just like bar for bar, like, okay, that's calculated, that's solid. It was like the emotion matched the writing.
And the crazy thing is, back then, for those who don't know, to get on the Lyricist Lounge project was huge. That was huge. Yeah, you know, shout to Ed and Danny.
Yes, and, absolutely.
Being on one of those projects, being connected to them, period, was huge back then. So, you know, that's a real good one. As far as like your writing, you said you brought up poetry. For me, I could tell that you had the poetry that you had the poetry influence. I could tell it. You could hear it in the cadence and the structure and how deliberate it is. You know what I'm saying? I think it's you have a very heavy cadence and a very heavy flow, and on top of that, there are bars. You know what I'm saying? So you could, and you're an educator, so yo man, you can't lose with the pen. You know what I'm saying?
I just need to get that consistency going, man. It's so much multitasking that I wish sometimes we have more time, but I'm definitely trying to get that going too. I appreciate that.
No doubt. The consistency thing, that's my question about that is consistent to who?
Oh yeah, honestly, it's consistent to me. See, as an
you,
artist, yeah, it's more to myself, and that's why there's always. I mean, I don't know any artist who doesn't feel that. Whether you write rhymes, whether you take your photographer, whether you're a painter, you always gonna want to paint another piece to the day you die. You're gonna want to take another photograph, and even if you don't, you're gonna see it. Your eyes will see it through that lens. Your ears will hear it through, like, even when I'm regular talk and I hear something and I automatically filter it through that, and it sounds like either a song, a concept, or something creative. That's just what we do. So I think the consistency for me is sometimes the frustration, and it's a double-edged sword, because it's like, you're teaching kids, right? That's a blessing. That's a major way to give back to the community. And I try to incorporate that too as much as possible. If it's not.
What subject do you teach?
I actually teach visual arts because I paint. I'm a painter too. Okay. So even though, again, it's like time. So much goes into what we do in the classroom that I try my best to incorporate it in. But what I found is that even if it's not through a lesson specifically, because that's the way I think and see things, we're at an advantage. Anyone who's an educator, who is an MC or an artist, we have an advantage to reaching out and connecting with the kids in a whole different way.
Yeah, and I'm
grateful for that. Yeah, I'm grateful, because when we think about when I was growing up, I have any teachers who I really felt like understood culturally where things were and how to connect. I don't think so. And I think there was a different level. Not that you don't respect your elders, but there was a distance factor. Whereas I think the music and the culture and what we do, it bridges that gap immediately.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking that. Like, it's got to be the coolest thing to have a teacher that raps. Like, that's got to be the coolest thing, because I know we were young. Like, yo, man, I had this teacher named Mr. Weatherall. Never forget, dude. He used to run the GO store. Shout out to the GO store and shit, right? So I used to hate sitting in the front of the classroom, because when he talked, a little form of spit used to fall right here. So whoever was sitting in the front when he was talking, like, we always had to be like this, like,
dodging, right?
But we was never like, yo, Mr. Weatherall, like, and we was thinking that he would take the hint by us always like on some
mass. That's what we really
nah.
Right.
And the nigga's wild, because he always has something to fucking say, and that shit, you could watch it if you would just start forming. Yo, man. So I had teachers like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did have teachers that really spit rhymes, Mr. Weatherall. Don't spit on it, spit rhymes.
Or respect the culture. And that's such a testament to what we've done through what we've done. You know what I'm saying? You good? Yeah. My daughter the other day, not to shout out her teacher, but her teacher's cat's name is Dr. Dre. And I was like, Yo, the fact that we're in, I just had to go on Zoom real quick. She was like, yo, mom, you're so embarrassing. I say, yo, shout out to you. If you got a cat named Dr. Dre, we could be friends and continue to do a great job with my child. But the end of the day, it's like that thread that goes through all of us and connects all of us. That's really when learning is happening, and that's really when dope songs are happening, like that connection, that tapping in. So to me, that consistency is about finding time to just go within more. And anytime in grown world, what we do, it's about the juggle. But I definitely am excited about starting to put some things together again, for sure.
Perfect segue. What we got going on? Like, what can we look forward to?
Yeah, for sure. So I just released a single called Anger, produced by Solitaire, fam out in Illinois, actually. And I'm really excited about it. I had it there for a second and I was like, you know what, it's time. Like, let's just put it out. I think sometimes also as artists, we want to have everything perfect. And it doesn't mean that you don't plan and strategize and organize and get ready. But sometimes something can sit and and it'll just sit because everything is not together. So I felt like I wanted to challenge myself to kind of be working while in conjunction while I'm pushing things out. So Anger literally was released January 1st of this year. And we got some other things that's coming behind. I got a joint produced by Neff Beats that's going to be following up right behind that. Shout out to Neff with Breeze, featuring Breeze. So there's some things that I'm really excited about. And so far it's been a positive response. I mean, you can get it, of course, the Bandcamp joint is popping, so you can get it there. You can get it on iTunes and things like that for the Anger joint. But the other stuff, we're gonna be rolling out some things really soon. And I'm really excited. I'm proud of it. I'm just happy that people still checking for things, honestly. It's been a minute.
Yeah. That's super dope. And shout to Breeze too, man.
Absolutely.
Word up. So I want to thank you for stopping by your favorite song, chopping it up with us, and being a part of season 2.
I'm so grateful. Has this happened before, Seed, where we had the same favorite song?
Has this happened?
That's my question. I want to know.
I don't think so.
That was really my damn favorite song. I had it.
Yeah. I don't think so. You know, that's a first. That's a first on your favorite song, man. The Queen Heroin set trends and shit.
That's how we do. It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time.
Yes. So, and again, thank you for stopping by. And we wish you nothing but success over here. And y'all make sure y'all check out Who Makes It Hot, and y'all make sure y'all check out Anger. Make sure y'all check out what was the name of the other song that you said?
So the name is looking like Gluttony, but I haven't pushed the name yet. But it's definitely dropping right after. More than likely Gluttony. I'm in between. Yeah. I'm in between.
Oh, so I'm seeing the theme here. Yeah, I'm seeing the theme here. Yeah. I'm seeing it. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Know it's love. Much love, man. Thank you so much. All right, y'all.
Favorite song. Yeah.